I've gotten to the point where it was a bean burrito, a soft taco, a crunch wrap supreme, and maybe something else that I threw in the mix. I've been trying to lose weight for years, and the only time it ever worked, I wasn't motivated at all. Welcome to the Jason Jacob Show. I'm your host, Jason Jacob, and today I want to talk to you about something that I think most people get completely wrong: motivation versus discipline. I always thought to be disciplined, I needed to feel intense, like I needed to be fed up with the situation. And every time I felt like that, I still failed. Yesterday, I had a bean burrito from Taco Bell, and normally that wouldn't mean anything, but I logged it in MyFitnessPal, and what stood out to me wasn't even the calories. My macros were actually fine. It was the sodium. That one burrito basically blew up my sodium for the day, and it actually showed under heart health in the app. I'll put it on the screen right here so you can see it. Seeing this, for some reason, it just clicked for me, and I realized I usually eat 3 burritos, right? I usually eat a burrito and a couple tacos. Seeing it here in the app like this, like, oh wait, I do want my heart to be healthy, right? One bean burrito, just one, literally gives me double the amount of sodium I'm supposed to have for the whole day. What's happening when I have 4 burritos, right? I've gotten to the point where it was a bean burrito, a soft taco, a crunch wrap supreme, and maybe something else that I threw in the mix. Some of those cinnamon twists, right? I've had my times where I went above and beyond. Definitely Taco Bell has always been my number one craving for junk food. Just think about that. If I had this much sodium just from one bean burrito, what was I having on the days where I had 4? I'm super grateful to be using this app now because I feel like it really puts things into perspective, and at least for me, that was one of the things I needed to really start to see a shift. See, the problem isn't motivation, because I've had that feeling before, just like I'm sure you have, that I'm done feeling, I'm changing everything today. And for me, it never lasted. I used to be in shape when I was like 21, 22, but after that, I literally gained weight and haven't put it off since, except for one time, and that didn't even last a few months. But I'm super excited to report to you that this time something feels different. Today is day 3 of me actually putting in the effort and actually feeling something shift. But the weird thing is there's no intensity. There's no big motivational, emotional moment. I just decided. I already know I'm going to follow through. And I remember feeling this exact way the last time I actually got in shape. It wasn't hype. It wasn't pressure. I knew what I was going to eat. I hit the numbers. I moved on. So I want to show you exactly what I'm doing right now because I feel that this time is different. I know it. I've decided, and it's been years of just so much responsibility and stress from my daily job. I'm a software engineer. I have what I would consider a stressful job. I have 2 kids, the whole family life. I'm trying to hold down the front lines of our family while at the same time building something that can help me escape the rat race, while at the same time dealing with everything I have to deal with in my day-to-day 9 to 5. And so you might be able to relate to that and feel like you just don't have any motivation left, even though you keep telling yourself again and again that you're gonna change. But this time I've really changed, and I feel it. Today's the 3rd day in a row that I've stuck to my stuff. And so I want to share this with you so that you guys can hold me accountable and come along with me on this ride. Because I know if I can do it, you can do it too. So I want to show you exactly what I'm doing right now. This is what I ate yesterday. For the first 2 weeks, I'm doing an aggressive cut where I'm actually having only 25 grams of fat. Most people should get about 50 grams of fat, bare minimum, but this is an aggressive cut that I'm doing. 150 grams of protein because you want about 0.8 to 1 gram for every goal body weight, not what you currently are, but whatever your goal weight is. 25 grams of fat for the first 2 weeks, and then I'm going to up that to 50 grams. And for right now, it's about 70 grams carbs. If you plan your day correctly, and I can share everything that I'm having that's very protein focused, you can really hit those numbers and feel satisfied and feel full. And it's not motivation, it's just this simple decision that I've made. Like, it's not even that I'm just fed up. I couldn't even explain what it is. I know this time it's going to be different. This is day 3, and I'm telling you, on day 300 we're going to be in a whole different place, and I would love for you to do this with me. No matter when you're seeing this, right, you can hop on board, consider this your day 1, and we can do this together. Because I know if I can do it, you can do it. And that's all I want to be, is somebody that's just like you, going through all the things you go through, who can prove we can get everything we need to get done, and we can do this too. So back to the macros, you can see how what I did at first was I planned out, like, hey, I can have this bean burrito because it fits within my macros, right? But thanks to MyFitnessPal, right after I did that, I saw the sodium spike, and it's like, no, that doesn't work, right? We want to be holistically healthy. We don't just want to lose weight, right? We want a long life. We want to be there for our kids, for for our grandkids. And that starts with no matter what yesterday was, today being different. Going forward, you can make different decisions. That's the beauty of it, right? We're still here. We're still able to affect change into our own future. And that's powerful. But this right here, this sodium, this is why I'm done with junk food. That's just me. This is where I'm starting. This is my weight. This is my body fat. I'm about 226 right now. I'm down about 1.5 pounds from where I started at around 228. My goal weight is 170 pounds. And I eventually want to get to 12% body fat. And this is probably the biggest one. I've been biting my nails for years, and I'm done with that too. So I'm putting this out publicly so I can't hide from it. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. These nails are literally bitten up, right? Look at this. I mean, it's just not good. And I'm done with this too. So I'm putting this out here publicly so I can't hide from it anymore, and I have no choice but to follow through. So just know if you're struggling right now, it's probably not that you need more motivation. You might not have a structure in place. You might be guessing or reacting, and that never works. I think one of the main reasons I actually started to make this happen is because first I talked to AI, right, and I got the numbers down, figured out what my macros should be, and then I wrote it down, and I found an app like MyFitnessPal, and then I just started breaking it down and looking for high protein, low fat foods. And I realized like, oh, I could have this chocolate shake, this Slate chocolate ultra protein shake every morning. I love that. I can have that in the morning. I can have an egg or 2 eggs and some egg whites every morning. I can have some turkey bacon that's low fat and high protein. That's pretty much my breakfast, and I'm good into the afternoon. And then usually it's something else that's high protein, maybe some bone broth, chicken for dinner with veggies. You can definitely eat good if you are mindful about what you're eating. And when you have a plan, you have a structure, and for whatever reason it just clicks. Maybe for you that's like watching someone like me and deciding like, if he can do it, I can do it. Maybe for you, it's getting on better terms with your spouse, and then all of a sudden you feel like the weight lifted. I feel like that was part of it for me. A week ago, if you had told me that, I wouldn't have even thought that would even matter for me, to be honest. But if that's you, you're just sitting here thinking, I know I can do it, but I'm still falling off, and I don't know why. If your relationship's at like a 7.5, and you can bring that up a notch to 9.5, just by making some intentional choices like me and my partner have done, to have more fun together, to not rehearse the negative all the time. You can do those small things, just like be aware of these things, right? Have a talk with your spouse, and then try to have little fun games you do, or like at least hold in the negative comments or complaining. That can make a world of difference, right? And if you're on the same page, because that can trigger you, right? To just, I'm just gonna eat. A lot of times other areas of our lives are messed up, and food is the outlet that we use. If you can figure out the root cause, meditate on it and wait for the universe to work with you. For me, I just realized like, I'm done with the resistance. Can it still be difficult? Sure, it can still be difficult. Today, my family went out and they got all the ingredients they needed for s'mores. And I was going to just say no, but after I had already hit my macros, what did I do? I got a tiny little piece of chocolate, I got a marshmallow, and I got a tiny little piece of graham cracker. Would I have lost more weight had I not done that? Sure, but am I satisfied? Yeah. And I was glad to do that because today's day 3 of really me hitting my macros like on point. So if that's all I did, I'm headed in the right direction. I know for a fact by next month, we'll see how many pounds I lose. But it's like something freeing about just knowing that you're going to do what you have to do. You're going to do what you say you're going to do, right? And I can already feel my identity shifting. It's more about an identity. Who are you becoming? I heard a story one time of a guy who lost a bunch of weight, and he was huge when he started. He's in the aisle of the grocery store. This little girl says, "Hey mom, something about this guy." And then the mom says, "Who?" And she goes, "The fat guy." And he's like, I overhear them and I realize she's talking about me. He had like started out at like 350 pounds or something, and he was down to like 250 pounds, and he knew that it was just going to be a few more months and he was on his way to being skinny. And so he's like, my identity shifted. I didn't even feel like I was a fat guy. And when she had said that, it kind of made me laugh because I realized, and I was so grateful to feel the new identity that I had around not being that guy anymore, even if the outside world was still perceiving me that way. It all happens internally first. So that's a huge insight right there. And it's like, if you can get this right, you can get everything else right. So this is day 3 for me. No hype, no pressure, just doing it, getting it done, sticking to my macros 95% of the time, and watching the weight fall off and watching myself become a totally different human being. And my goal is to hopefully inspire others at the same time. So if there's one thing that I could leave you with, it's that freedom is possible, action creates opportunity, and your outer world changes the moment you change on the inside. That's all for episode 1. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is the kind of father I've been. This is the kind of partner I've been for years now. That's pathetic. Like, it's time to change. You got to figure out what it is for you. What really matters for you. Why? Why do you really have to do this? And then don't make it a thing about being motivated. Just know why you have to do it and let it click. That's just whatever it is, let it click up here. And you'll be more disciplined than you've ever been in your life.